The second season of The Rings of Power on Prime Video reaches an exhilarating conclusion with its final episode. The season finale, titled The Battle of Eregion, brings multiple storylines to a head, revealing crucial character fates and setting up intriguing new dynamics for the future. With unexpected alliances, tragic sacrifices, and shocking betrayals, this episode leaves us wondering what's next for Middle-earth. Here's a closer look at how the season ends and what it means for the characters moving forward. The downfall of King Durin III culminates in a disastrous turn for Khazad-dûm. His obsession with digging deeper into the mountain leads to the release of an ancient evil, the Balrog. The episode opens with a dramatic confrontation between King Durin and his son, Prince Durin, who tries to reason with his father and prevent catastrophe. The king's defiance, however, awakens the fiery creature, forcing the young prince to watch in horror as his father's choices unleash devastation. In a final act of bravery, King Durin manages to seal the Balrog back within the mountain, but it costs him his life. With the king gone, Prince Durin must take on the mantle of leadership in a time of great uncertainty. Yet, his ascension is not welcomed by all. Other dwarven clans view Khazad-dûm as vulnerable, and the late king's other son lays claim to the throne, threatening to plunge the dwarves into civil conflict. As Khazad-dûm faces division and turmoil, Prince Durin must navigate these treacherous waters if he hopes to lead his people. Sauron's pursuit of the 9 Rings of Men reaches a dramatic climax in this episode. After losing the rings to Celebrimbor, Sauron captures the elven smith and demands their return. In a defiant stand, Celebrimbor refuses to reveal the ring's location, predicting that Sauron's own creations will one day bring about his downfall. Enraged, Sauron kills Celebrimbor, but the elven smith's prophecy lingers, suggesting that Sauron's hunger for power could lead to his undoing. Celebrimbor's death has far-reaching consequences. With the Rings of Power now back in his grasp, Sauron solidifies his control over the orcs, who turn on their former leader, Adar, and swear allegiance to Sauron. In a chilling scene, Adar is betrayed and killed by his own followers, shattering any hope for an alliance between orcs and elves. Now armed with the 9 rings, Sauron is more dangerous than ever. In a tense battle with Galadriel, Sauron proves his dominance by wounding her with Morgotha's cursed crown. Though she manages to escape with her own ring, she knows that Sauron's power has grown immensely. With Eregion in ruins and Celebrimbor gone, Sauron turns his gaze towards creating his next ring, using Feanor's legendary hammer to forge a tool of ultimate control. P3. Far from the main conflict, the stranger faces a pivotal choice of his own. Guided by Tom Bombadil, he must decide whether to pursue his own path of power or return to aid his friends. He chooses the latter, arriving just in time to confront the Dark Wizard, who has taken control of the Stewar's village. The Dark Wizard offers false promises of unity, but the stranger rejects them, sparking a fierce battle. Despite his efforts, the village is destroyed, forcing the Stewards to flee. In a heartfelt farewell, Nori and Poppy decide to leave their shattered home and journey onward with their people. The stranger, left behind, receives an unexpected gift. The Stewards refer to him as Gandalf, a name they seem to have plucked from thin air. This name eventually transforms into something more familiar, Gandalf. The stranger's true identity is revealed, and he returns to Tom Bombadil's hut, embracing his new role and preparing for the next chapter of his journey. P4. Back in Numenor, political tensions reach a breaking point. Ar-Pharazôn capitalizes on Queen Miriel's alliance with the Elves, using it as an excuse to declare her a traitor and seize power. Miriel's father, Elendil, escapes thanks to a warning from his daughter Arianne, but he cannot convince Miriel to flee with him. Instead, she entrusts him with the fabled sword Narsil, destined to play a crucial role in the fight against Sauron. As Elendil leaves Numenor behind, Miriel prepares to face the political upheaval alone. Meanwhile, Isildur faces a personal crisis. His reunion with Keeman, who now commands his own forces, leads to a bitter revelation. Numenor is no longer the home he remembers. Though Isildur longs to bring his love, Estrid, aboard their ship, Keeman coldly denies passage to anyone not of noble blood. Isildur departs alone, leaving behind everything he once held dear. P5. The Elves, struggling to recover from the devastation of Eregion, find a flicker of hope in Galadriel's resilience. After a harrowing battle with Sauron, she sacrifices herself to ensure the survival of her people. In exchange for the elves' safety, she willingly surrenders to Sauron, only to be betrayed by his forces and brought before Adar. Instead of seizing her ring, Adar offers it back to Galadriel, proposing an alliance. Before they can solidify their pact, Adar's life is cut short by his own Orcish kin, leaving Galadriel to face Sauron alone. Despite being grievously wounded, Galadriel manages to escape, where she is found by Gil-galad and Elrond. Together, they work to cleanse the darkness inflicted by Morgoth's crown, using their combined power to save her life. In the aftermath, the elves rally around Galadriel's words. She urges them to bide their time, gather their strength, and prepare for the inevitable war against Sauron. Her determination renews their resolve, and the elves vow to stand united against the darkness threatening to engulf Middle-earth.